Welcome back to another episode of Triple Scoop. I'm Gabby. This is Chloe, Vivica, and Megan. And today we are going to be talking about the Grammys, which were last night for us. So, what are your guys' thoughts? Did you watch it?
I did watch it. I didn't watch the whole thing though because I had like 80 pages of homework to do at like 10 o'clock. But I watched like the first 2 hours and then I saw all the other awards on social media. So I think I can say that I watched the Grammys.
I loved it. I watched it from start to finish. Every music video, every award, every little bit of it. I had to. It was my first Grammy that I watched.
Really?
Yeah, I've never watched the Grammys. I was like, you know what? I feel like a fake like comm major for not watching the Grammys for some reason.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I always feel like I watch like an hour of an award show. I watch like the red carpet coverage just to see the fashion and what they're wearing. I watch like an hour and then I get kind of bored and I tune out. But I did watch it. I watched the Grammys.
Yeah, I took a nap instead, but I saw everything on social media. I feel like it's easier sometimes to just look, like especially for the red carpet, because it's like you just see all the pictures being posted.
It's kind of a spoiler, social media. Like I already knew who won a lot of awards.
But they do with like a lot of award shows, they do like pre-show awards. So it's like all the stuff that
like
isn't really like
producers,
necessary for like mainstream TV, which I think is kind of like sad for someone who's like interested in going into like that field.
I know,
like
I've always felt bad for the performers that never get to do the televised
like
awards.
the big onstage stuff. So you really have to like get big, otherwise it's just like we're just gonna give you your awards beforehand and like pose on the red carpet, but
Still get that award.
you still get that award though, so props to them.
There was a lot of controversy already about a few of the awards. Album of the Year, Harry Styles, Harry's House. Apparently people thought Beyonce was snubbed. I mean, to each their own. I do love Harry Styles, and this may be considered a biased opinion, but I do think As It Was a very popular song this year, and kind of as like looking at it from not a fan point of view, he did have a lot of hits. And I know Beyonce did too, but I feel like hers was more like a house electronic dance music.
Yeah, and she did win that award for best dance or electronic
That's
album,
what qualified her 32nd Grammy Award, one, the first women to win that many awards, and now the highest Grammy Award winner. But I felt like, personally, Adele was snubbed.
Yes.
Beyonce got her award, she got 3 of them, she's good. But Adele, like, she could have won that second one. Like, 30 was amazing.
30 was a fantastic album.
Adele's always
She's coming up with 35 soon, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, stay tuned for that.
I do like Harry Styles and I did like this album, but I am very surprised that he won, and I think he was too, because his speech was very seemed unprepared and very last minute. So I don't think he was expecting it either, but good for him.
I feel like it was also a very stacked category this year, because it was like
really
Beyonce, Adele, Lizzo,
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar, who I'm so happy won 3.
so happy
He
for
won
him.
best rap solo, and there was another one, I don't remember what it was. But he's been snubbed so many times. I think we talked about it in 2016 when Taylor Swift's 1989 won over To Pimp a Butterfly. And while that's a great album, To Pimp a Butterfly is so good.
Yeah,
Kendrick Lamar is amazing.
That's crazy. That's a great
I'm
album.
really happy.
I am not a huge fan of Harry Styles. I respect him, but I just don't like listen to his music like actively. But would I say that Beyonce was snubbed? I don't know, because she already like made a lot of moves. Like she made her history, like with the other awards that she won. Like we can let Harry have his moment. She doesn't have to win them all, because I mean right now she's sitting on top of the throne. She is the GOAT.
Queen Bee.
She is Queen Bee.
She established it.
And I feel like also with, like we said earlier, an album that was such a specific genre of music, it's not going to appeal overall. And like I know Harry's was mostly pop, but I feel like if you look at that in the terms of like radio success, like my mom loves Harry just because she listens to the radio. So I feel like that had a big play in it.
I think it's so funny that earlier on in the show, when Beyonce, I think, won like her first Grammy of the night, she wasn't there yet because she got stuck in traffic. That is so funny. The fact that she showed up fashionably late to the Grammys and then still was able to win all those awards and place her on top. It reminded me of during the last Grammys when Doja Cat was in the bathroom when she won like Best Pop Duo with SZA. And like as soon as she won it, she like came out of the bathroom and had to like run upstairs, run up onto the stage, and
she
was
didn't
like,
think she was gonna win.
no, she didn't think she was gonna. I'll just go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Doja looked upset that she didn't win an award. Like every time they showed her, she's like,
what was she? Was she nominated for something?
She had like a couple of nominations, but all her songs were like features. Like it was like with Ed Sheeran and stuff like that.
True.
So I thought that's why she thought she was about to break records, because Ed Sheeran, like, come on now. But I like that like the Grammys added like the fans aspect. Like that was so cute,
That
how
was
every
really
fan
nice.
was designated towards the artist for like the album of the year, and they like got to talk about why they did it, and you actually got to see like why the artist like truly is like an artist, you know, get that like personal touch and stuff like that. I thought that was the cutest thing ever.
The fan for Lizzo was from Linden, New Jersey. So shout out to her.
Speaking of Lizzo, record of the year, About Damn Time.
About Damn Time.
It's
about Damn Time.
Very deserved. I'm personally not like, I don't listen to a lot of Lizzo's music, but I respect her so much as an artist, and I really do think it was deserved, because that song, kind of like Harry's House, took over, like everyone knew it.
Everyone.
Can we talk about her speech? Like, I don't know if you guys watched it.
God,
It was
her
very
speech.
like sweet and inspirational. Like she like broke down. Like I almost cried. Like I was like watching it like the whole Grammys, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. But her speech was like so like touching.
She's very real.
Yeah,
She is.
Like even like her presence on social media and TikTok especially, she's very like, I don't want to say normal, because like I guess all celebrities are normal people, but she's very like real, and like I feel like for some reason if I was a celebrity I'd be like her. Like she fangirls over everyone, and that's so fun to see like someone do that.
It's like you're famous, but you're still like like oh my gosh, look at it's a famous person.
There was also a lot of controversy with Song of the Year, which was Just Like That by Bonnie Raitt.
Do you know who that is?
I don't.
I have no clue who that is, and I listened to the song when I found out that one, and I was like, this one.
Well, people think Taylor Swift was snubbed with All Too Well 10-minute version.
That too, and also that category was also really stacked because it had like Bad Habit, Steve Lacy, pretty sure As It Was, Harry Styles, Lizzo might have had songs in there, Adele. So I think even the woman herself, Bonnie Raitt, who won that award, was like shocked because again, such a stacked category, and for a song that I don't know, I could be getting canceled right now for not knowing this song and who this woman is, but. If I don't know the song and it wins Song of the Year, I think that may be a little bit of a problem. But
I just think a lot of people mix up Song of the Year with Record of the Year.
I don't know the difference.
Song of the Year is the writing aspect. Record of the Year is the actual recording of the song. So people were like scrutinizing the Grammys. They're like, we don't even know this person. But at the end of the day, like people have to give it to new people.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Well. That was this year's Grammys. Very fun, very exciting. And stay tuned for the next section of Triple Scoop when we get back.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced House Hunter. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
So I would just like to start this segment by saying maybe I'm going to tell you a little story of how I woke up this morning, checked my phone for the Oscar nominees, and I was like, how can Black Panther Wakanda Forever not be on the list of movies nominated for Best Picture? I mean, I haven't had that much fun with a Marvel movie in quite some time, and that movie did everything right from top to bottom, creating a new villain who lived under the sea, passing the torch to the next generation Black Panther, and really carrying on the legacy of King T'Challa. And I know you could say Top Gun Maverick was good, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Banshees of Inisherin, they're all good movies, but come on, you gotta have Black Panther there. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think Black Panther, I think it was a great movie. Definitely one of the better Marvel movies that have come out this past year. Now, I think Marvel has fell off a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. I think since Endgame, it really hasn't lived up to the hype. Like, it hasn't had that much, that much of an impact on me, maybe. I think with the shows, it got a little confusing, and I really haven't been as in touch with it, but I do think that it was a good movie. I think they did an excellent job honoring Chadwick Boseman. He's an amazing actor, so the movie definitely did him diligence, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie.
Well, I'm not such a big Marvel fan. I've always thought Marvel wasn't film, so I feel like Marvel movies.
Wait, Marvel wasn't film?
So we need to have a debate about this.
Marvel isn't film just because at least some of the past movies I could agree were good movies, but now it's just all CGI, terrible jokes, and it's just a quick.
The jokes are pretty bad. I do agree.
If they're bad, they're bad
if there's no CGI, there's no Incredible Hulk.
Well, I mean, like the CGI has now. It was good, but now it's bad. But besides Black Panther, which I didn't see, I heard it was bad.
I was all right. Really?
I will say, I really liked All Quiet on the Western Front. I loved Elvis. I believe Elvis is going to be a big winner in the Oscars. Especially Austin Butler, especially the process he went to become Elvis Presley. Like, you listen to him before and after, he talks like Elvis now. It's amazing what this guy goes through. And just, I love Elvis, I love his music, but All Quiet on the Western Front is going to win Best International Picture. That movie was amazing. That movie had awesome themes. That movie was incredible from the start to the finish.
It really was. Definitely my favorite part of it was the sets. It definitely looked like you were out on in the no man's land, World War I style, even with the tanks, the shooting. It looked absolutely amazing.
Well, let's not spoil that for those of us who haven't seen it yet. There's a whole world of people watching who have yet to see some of these great movies. Let's try to keep it down with the spoilers.
I think we did a pretty good job with spoilers so far. I don't think we said anything
so
too
far.
Much. Speaking of some of the movies that you guys were talking about, I never actually saw, one of the movies that I saw that caught my eye really was the second Top Gun. I believe you said you saw it.
So, and I will say the second Top Gun's better than the first one.
Really?
I will say
Very
that.
Interesting.
I find the first one funny because they play that song. They play that song.
Take My Breath Away?
Take My Breath Away.
I love it.
Every single scene. It's good the first few scenes, but once you play it, every single scene, it gets annoying and it makes me not love the song.
But it's impactful. They played it such big parts of the movie
they could have played different songs.
Well, they did have Danger Zone.
Right, yeah, but the point of that song was to kind of promote and be a part of that movie. So I think it was very effective.
Yeah, that movie was definitely trying to get people to join the military.
That's an interesting take.
That's something.
I would like to point out, Best Animated Film nominated, Puss in Boots, baby.
Yep, I love it, man.
We were talking about Puss in Boots. We love Puss in Boots. Can't get enough of Puss in Boots.
Yeah, you'll know we are big Puss in Boots supporters on this show. We talked about it 2 weeks ago, and thoughts haven't changed. Still an absolutely phenomenal movie.
That will win. It will win.
It's got to win.
It's got to win.
I don't think it's even close either.
I mean, we might have to start a Puss in Boots fan page here at Monmouth. I don't know about
you
guys.
You are absolutely right.
He might be. Will be the advocates for it.
Oh, absolutely. I will say another animated film is a stop-motion film from Guillermo del Toro. It's the new Pinocchio movie on Netflix. Absolutely loved that movie as well. So those two, Puss in Boots and Pinocchio, are going to battle it out. But I would say Puss in Boots, just because a lot of people have seen it more, and a lot of people have talked about it, and they've talked about their favorite characters. I think that's going to win. But second place, Pinocchio on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, please see it. It's so good.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned stop motion, because years ago, I remember in like 5th grade, they were having us learn how to use some sort of stop motion app to make mini movies of our own. And look how far it's come since.
Absolutely. Let's see what else. All Quiet on the Western Front, Elvis. What else can we?
What would you say was the best movie?
I haven't seen Elvis, but like I did heard some like critiques about it that they really didn't go too much into like really the depth of it or like his actual like elements of a life, and they kind of just focused strictly on the performance. I could be wrong.
I would say they focused a lot on his manager, Colonel Tom Parker, who Tom Hanks plays, who also did a phenomenal job in that movie. It is a lot performance orientated. It's very heavy on their performance, but that's because a lot of people know Elvis because of his performances that you've seen on the, black and white TV, when he was in Las Vegas. I would say I still liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, Elvis, like behind the scenes, like everyone talks about, Elvis lived such like a tragic life behind the scenes, and that's what I really thought that they were going to talk about in the movie, and that was one of the reasons I was really going to go see it. I never actually got around to it, but like I kind of hope that they kind of went more into like the actual story of Elvis, because like there's like plenty of things that they've, everyone's seen like an Elvis kind of performance type of thing done where they've honored his music and stuff like that. But like kind of like what they did with the Beatles, I was kind of looking for, I believe they did it with, I forgot what it was called, maybe Yesterday. I forget the name of the
That was the movie, I saw it.
It was one of them, yeah. But they actually covered like the life of Elvis more like in depth, and that's what I thought they were gonna go for, and they never really did that. But I wouldn't doubt that it was a good movie though.
Well, I'm guessing they're probably just wanting to sugarcoat it. I feel like that's what movies do a lot of times. If you read a book and it's turned into a movie, the movie seems more fantastical. It generally has a happier ending. It just feels like everything in Hollywood's all idealized just for the riffraff to be entertained. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not.
A little bit. So it really depends on the film, though.
Yeah, I also think it really depends on the movie. I would also agree with that.
Yeah, but especially in Disney movies and nowadays, I feel they definitely try to cut out some of the bad parts.
Like, what do you mean bad parts exactly?
It's just like you said in the Elvis movie. They weren't really showing.
It's all focused on like the positive
aspects.
How he was. I get that.
Because in real life, we all know he was kind of screwed by his manager, and how his manager was a terrible person who didn't really care about him. And from what I gather, the movie really didn't do a good job of explaining that.
Well, that's going to have to do with our segment on the Oscars. This has been Bing, Bang, Bob, and Ian. We're going to end it here, so thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm going to miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
Touchdown! Did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
There was a time in my life where I was extremely homesick. I decided that I needed a pet.
When I first saw Turtle, my heart was full. He jumped up and kissed me and like jumped right into my arms. I immediately went up to the volunteers at the shelter and said, I want him, like he's gotta come home with me. Now I'm anything but lonely. Every day with Turtle is a perfect day and keeps me company when I'm doing schoolwork. I like it when he jumps up on the table too. He is a veggie thief. He's an incredible companion and my best friend. Can't say that I've met anybody that doesn't love him too. When I adopted Turtle, I discovered all the things that make him unique. He's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly he's all pure love.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk.
Hi, I'm Leila Medovic, and welcome to Triple Scoop. So today, I have a very important synopsis breakdown of Netflix's cheer drama that's been going on everywhere, and it's crazy.
We're getting the tea today for real.
Okay, so the drama first starts on December 12th when Gabby Butler gets exposed by a random account on Twitter for blackface. And it's not just, oh, she looked a little tan and like she could look like she's of another ethnicity, like one of those things. She full on painted black all over her face, and everybody went insane because Gabby Butler, some context if you guys don't know, cheer is all about cheer, duh. It's about Navarro cheer specifically, hence the mascot. And it just goes through a documentary of them trying to win like worlds in the whole series and just the whole competition itself. And Gabby Butler is a very big name in the cheer community.
Not even in just the show. Like I was an all-star cheerleader and she's like huge.
Yeah, she
everywhere.
really is.
Is she like the Michael Jordan of like cheering? Would you
In
say?
a way, she's like really good. She's also been cheering for so long. Like she's like 20 something and she's still cheering.
So more like Tom Brady with longevity.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
So 10 days later, just about, she posts an apology video on, no, not apology, I don't know why I said video. She posted an apology, just whole like.
Notes app apology.
Notes app apology, yeah. Scratch out video. I don't know why I said that. Glitch. So she claimed that she was not racist in this apology. She didn't know what blackface was and was tased into doing so, and her teammates were all okay with it. So now, this is where the drama takes a turn. This is where it gets spicy, okay? Because
real spicy.
Ladarius Marshall, he was not okay with it. He was not a part of this group that she grouped together. By her saying that everybody was okay with it on the team, she kind of indirectly makes the whole team at fault for her own mistakes. And so Ladarius Marshall, he claps back. He goes on not only Twitter replying to this tweet, calling it out for its whole like lies, and then goes on TikTok to post proof and evidence of just him really saying like he called, because what happened was TT called him, honorable mention, TT called him and said that they were doing this for the hazing, and he knew that it was a part of the hazing, but he was not okay with it. He told TT and Gabby while they were together, because they were hanging out, that he was not okay with it. He didn't think Gabby should be doing it, and that's actually when Gabby was going to be taking off the makeup, and that's when the picture got taken, because it was like right about when the whole thing was going down of Ladarius kind of calling Gabby out, saying you really shouldn't be doing this. So everybody on TikTok then was saying to Ladarius, like, why did it take you this long to say something? Why are you saying this now? How come you didn't tell Gabby like directly at the time? Like, you should have done more, especially because he is of the African ethnicity. So everybody was like, coming from your background, like you should have done more. It feels like you're kind of sweeping this under the rug when this is a very big issue that not only he faces, but very much other people in their community face as a whole. So everybody was just confused and angry with him. And so then he goes to post videos of him and Gabby sleeping together and Gabby saying the N-word on Snapchat. And he posted these on February 1st, which was 5 days ago. So how do you guys feel about it?
I mean, I watched Cheer, and like it was a little crazy to see that, because he said it in the TikTok. He was like, "Oh, we were sleeping together." Jaw dropped. I was like, "There's no way," because I feel like it doesn't like align, but like insane. So good, so good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, with this whole situation, how it's like going out, it's like that's the last thing I really expected to really happen. I mean,
everyone, even
wow.
people who are like diehard fans, I don't think anyone expected it.
Yes, me neither. And because I've like watched the show too. I'm not like a diehard fan, but I do watch the show, and like nothing wrong with bisexuality, but I thought this man was fully gay, 100%.
Yes,
so to see this,
everybody else.
So to see this video being posted of him like hooking up with Gabby in his bed, posting like video proof. It is on his TikTok. If you want to go see, I think it's Ladarius_Marshall. It's right there, and it's crazy. It's just insane. So everybody's asking though, like some of the main questions are, why is he posting this? I guess some people are asking this had they not gotten the context of the prior whole timeline, and how does this correlate? Like, why is him posting videos of him and Gabby sleeping together have anything to do with her doing blackface? Well, Ladarius then clapped back on TikTok to respond to everybody else, saying that he posted these videos as a form of proof why he could not condemn Gabby that much per se during the time. There was only so much that he could say because they were sleeping together, they were in some sort of relationship, he was trying to keep the peace. So hence why everybody he just stayed calm about the situation, and then recently kind of made his opinions very clear. What do you guys feel about that in per se?
I feel like it's like a interesting way to explain things, because if you care about someone, like I'm sure he really did care about her, there's obviously like the step back of like, I don't want to go against them, but at the same time he kind of knew it was wrong. So it's like, where does it like balance? Where's the balance in that?
Yeah, there really is, like, it's just very back and forth. How do you feel? Like, you're an outsider on the whole situation, so it's like, you don't even know like what's really going on.
It's
so how do you
taking
feel?
turns all over the place for me. Like, again, you think like Ladarius would just be really mad at Gabby for this. I mean, having that happen to you, that's not really something that you'd want to accept. You want an apology, you want to just be like done with it. But the fact that he's kind of like defending her as well, that's something that I feel like isn't necessarily very easy for him either. So
it's also not her first controversy, because in the first season there was a character named Jerry who, I believe he got arrested for
child pornography.
Yeah, and Gabby defended him on Twitter. She's from like deep south Florida, very
conservative
views.
Conservative, okay.
Yeah, and her family is very like traditional Italian, so like also conservative type view mindset of the whole thing. Yeah, the whole drama in itself is just crazy, but like Gabby and like Ladarius basically have been going back and forth. Gabby, as soon as Ladarius posted these videos, soon went live later on Instagram, and she was furious. She was just like saying, some people want to be the darkness and I'm the light and they can't stand that. Saying something along the lines of that, basically just saying that he had nothing better to do.
I'm not scared of you, Ladarius Marshall.
I'm not scared of you, Ladarius.
She was stuttering though, so
you got to take another take on that. No, you can't go out like that.
No, I think honestly she was stuttering too, because it was like the anger and like the nerves. Like she probably wanted to like hit something. If I was in her position, I probably would have hit something too, but like she kind of did it to herself in like a certain way. Like the blackface at least. Yeah. Okay, so to wrap up the whole thing, we just gotta quickly include our honorable mention, Monica. So Monica basically just said that Ladarius, she understands, like her whole point of view on the situation is she understands.
She's the coach, right?
Yeah, she was the whole coach of the cheer for Navarro. She understands where Ladarius is coming from, but she just very much didn't appreciate that what he did, because it basically tarnished the Navarro's reputation as a whole, and she does not see him having any sort of return at all for the group. I don't think he wanted a return anyway. He's very thankful for the chapter and he's glad to be a part of that chapter, but you know, life's a lesson and he's glad to finally move on from it. And that's all we have for today, folks. Thank you so much for watching Triple Scoop, and we'll see you next time.